In El Rocío, we have a saying. He who has never won a horse in the marshes does not know what it means to walk. This is a tale of preservation and a history lesson. But really, it's a love story between a town and a horse. From here in southern Spain, I shall try, as simply and as best I can, to explain you why we continue a sacred festival we call the Saca de las Yeguas, the rounding of the marsh mares. Wild horses speak to our imaginations. Songs are written and legends exist in all four corners of our world. Our horse is the fabled marsh mare, Marismeno. It's journeyed down more centuries and galloped across more countries than any other breed. Their lineage is fiercely protected by us, the horsemen of El Monte. This mother and her 4-week-old foal have strayed onto the marshland. It's their best bet to eke out any last drops of moisture they can. Less than 1,000 Marismeno horses roam this landscape. The mother of all horse breeds is now the most scarce. You will see, as my story unfolds, that they have been forced to the brink of extinction many times, but have always endured. Their future depends on the people to whom they are such a meaningful symbol. El Rocío, a town where the 20th century never quite arrived. Here you'll find no roads, just hitching posts. Locals take a stroll through the dusty streets, all on horseback. Our connection with horses is something so rooted inside of us, in our blood. We are born horsemen, and our children are born horsemen. To understand why, we must first look back. When our forefathers first warily explored this land, they told hushed tales of the two creatures that dominated, the Spanish horse and the fighting bull. So in awe of these creatures was early man, that in ceremonies lost to time, they repeatedly depicted these animals on their cave walls. Perhaps in honor of an all-powerful god who had created them. Perhaps to show appreciation, fearful that they would leave. More than one bull must have pierced the side of a horse that had come too close. And more than one horse must have escaped an untimely death by turning quickly on its hocks to dodge the flailing charge. It was the horse that man could see had special abilities, perfect for war. Fearless and agile, able to come to a sliding stop and dart in another direction. Their aptitude for battle led to them being exploited by every civilization that came through southern Spain. From the Carthaginians, the Romans, through to the Moors. On a number of occasions, the demands of war came close to snuffing out the breed forever. Just one single herd was hidden from Napoleon by Carthusian monks, sheltered in the hermitage of El Rocío, saving the line. And an epidemic in the 1900s seriously threatened the breed. But again, one small group survived, protected by the same hermitage. It is difficult to believe that the Americas, for many the home of the horse, were without them until Cortes arrived, bringing 16 Marismeno horses with him. So close a bond was created by war that the inhabitants, who had never seen a horse, thought the Spanish cavalry were supernatural beings, physically joined to this strange four-legged creature. These were the DNA source for the American Mustang and paved the way for the Wild West. And when Sergio Leone brought his film crews here in Andalusia, our horses became film stars. The spaghetti westerns brought to life using the true Mustang and the people who have such a deep-rooted connection with them. And you can see why. Summer's warmth starts the Saca de las Yeguas. It's a celebration, yes, but also a responsibility, because you have to maintain what you love. The Marismenos live wild all year round in the marshes that surround El Rocío. Every year, we must round them up so we can check on their health and place a sacred blessing that continues the centuries-old divine protection put over our horses. On the eve of the festival, a group gathers. We call them yeguerizos, but you may know them as vaqueros, cowboys. Before the celebration can truly begin, they have a job to do. As the sun sets, they go to the forest. They will spend the night around the campfire, retelling tales of their cowboy lineage. At first light, they will head onto the marshes to find the Marismenos. Like my father and his fathers before him, the yeguerizos go to the marshes to find our ancient companions, to bring them home. So, once a year, we ride out. First, we have to find the wild horses. Easier said than done in these vast and boggy wetlands. The saga de las yeguas has begun. From the marshes to the sandy pine forest, we still have a way to go till we can celebrate. We take this opportunity to do all we can to look after their health. We are all taught from a young age about caring for them. We cut their tails, we clean them. All this prevents parasites and gives them the best chance out there. After all, it makes sense. The best horses from this herd provide us with our lifelong companions. You aren't a horseman of Almonte until you have a horse. It's a rite of passage in El Rocío. You choose a horse, and the horse chooses you. Before we release them back to the wild, the strongest veil of protection awaits them at their old refuge, the Hermitage in El Rocío, where a blessing continues the centuries-old divine protection, and the streets of El Rocío become a stage for the day. The herd must be guided back to town. They can't be late to their own fiesta. The ancestors of these horses rode with Cortés, Napoleon, and Clint Eastwood. They were guided down these streets to refuge all those years ago. Now the Marismenos tread the same sand, and the descendants of the Hermitage await a holy communion. Being a yeguerizo is living in the tradition of our ancestors, to maintain a balance between nature and man. I have played my part. It's down to the next generation to keep the tradition and the breed alive, so more songs can be written and more legends created. This is the reason we do this. We have to. The horses are a vital part of the ecosystem, but losing them would be more of a tragedy than that. They are a part of all of us. Our ancestors would never forgive us. They knew their beauty. Maybe that's the simple reason why they painted them on the cave walls.